You have to recognize your own prejudices in order to understand them in other people and try to give the other person the clue that helps them not be prejudiced towards you or towards other people. But by going, I can't believe they're so racist, that's terrible, or they're so this or so that or so homophobic or whatever, you don't get anywhere. There's no point in everyone going, aren't we marvelous, we're not biased at all, because we all are, and it's only by knowing where we are, acknowledging it, trying to deal with it for ourselves, that we can actually translate that into a way of showing other people what they're doing in a way that they can hear, as opposed to going, no, 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 you're just wrong. And that's the problem. It all gets very black and white, especially at the moment. I think my overriding desire is to try to humanize people that absolutely demonstrate how wrong it is to make generalizations about anyone, but to do it in a way that is not, you know, blood and gore and goodness knows what. It's about getting inside the inner life of people that you might see in the queue at the supermarket and say, this is how these people live.
My earliest memories, red earth, blue sky, sounds of monkeys,
It's a fantastic story about a black woman psychologist encountering a white Afrikaner killer. I'd sat next to her at an Olivia Award ceremony. I knew that she was the one.
I haven't been to Africa in 30 years.
I hope that what the documentary Noma, Forgiving Apartheid does is allow people to see behind all these different stories, be it the mother, the grandmother, Noma herself and her daughter. We can look at those people and go, oh gosh, whatever happened when apartheid was really brought in as a legal thing as opposed to just a customary thing, which was 1959, I believe, and that was just at the time when Noma's mum was a little girl and she saw it happen. She saw the trucks come in and just raze buildings to the ground. Now, if you saw that woman, I don't know, in Tesco, you might jump to all kinds of other conclusions about how she came to be here, whatever, depending on your point of view, especially in the cultural schism that's going on at the moment with the migrant versus refugee crisis. So what I wanted to do is go, now, this woman saw people bulldoze houses that they had built. She was from a reasonably comfortable background. I didn't know that such a thing existed in South Africa for black people. It's really important to know that. It's really important to know that a 12-year-old looked at that and saw it happening, saw her mother have to leave for what they thought was a wonderful life in the townships, little knowing that actually it was really going to be slave labor by another name. Now, I wouldn't know that if I saw her next to me in the counter, but if I can show her story in a way that is not too intimidating, that people can listen to, then maybe they'll think differently the next time they're in Tesco's and they want to go, oh, you know, it's those little stupid things that we all do, the petty, silly things that I want to combat because they build into something that becomes very dangerous. And what I hope is that this documentary, in all its little ways, Noma now, of course, has become literally overnight success, which has taken 20 years because of the Harry Potter thing. So people might feel differently if they saw her. But it's important to challenge those preconceptions that we have so that we actually familiarize ourselves with people and go, God, we are so much more the same than we are different.
When I grew up, people were self-sufficient. My grandfather had an orchard. He had land, and everyone was happy.
The master of apartheid, Hendrik Verwoerd, he was endeavoring to create homelands that would take blacks away from white areas but make their labor resource available to the white areas.
Some families said they were not going to move, and the bulldozers came, forcing people into poverty.
When I went to see the show, I couldn't believe that this child is here of mine is capable of doing what she was doing. Then she was exposing the brutality of the system. I was happy.
growing up in England.
I just didn't have a sense of self.
I play parts which are so big, maybe because who else can I explore?